Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with my coworker, Kristin Hildabrand. She's Warren County's horticulture agent here in Warren County. You have some beautiful ingredients in front of us. Kristin, what are we making?
Yeah, so we've got a recipe for fall slaw. It's from our Plan, Eat, Move website, which I feel like is really helpful because it's got a lot of different recipes. And this particular one has local ingredients that you can find right now. In our bowl, we've got a cup of shredded cabbage. Now you can use red, purple cabbage if you've got that too, that's perfectly fine. But what we've done is we've gone ahead and shredded this in a food processor so that way that we can get it nicely shredded. And so you'll just kind of have to follow the label ingredients according to how your processor is. So that's a cup of shredded cabbage. Kristi, I was going to see if you would go ahead for our next ingredient, if you'll go ahead and dump in 10 ounces of Brussels sprouts. Okay. Brussels sprouts are my favorite. I know not everybody enjoys Brussels sprouts, but it's a really good fall crop that you can grow in the gardening season, and it adds a ton of, rich nutrients and vitamins for us. So there's 10 ounces, and again, we've run that for the food processor. Also, we've got one apple, a green Granny Smith apple. So if you want to add it to our big bowl, basically we've now this calls for dice, but we just went ahead and ran it through the food processor just to kind of see how it would do all together. So that is the main three. Now to this, you'll also need half of a cup of diced celery. So this is gonna give a nice crunch to our fall slaw. We've also, for added color, 1 cup of yellow bell pepper, and we've gone ahead and diced that up. And then next, we've got a half a cup of dried cranberries.
A little bit of sweetness there.
Yes, I love some dried cranberries. And then also, we've got a 1/4 of a cup of raw shelled sunflower seeds. So we're just going to add that on top. Now, just to kind of incorporate this all together, Kristi, we're going to take our tongs here and just kind of work it through so that way it's nice and incorporated.
Some ingredients that we typically don't see thinly sliced like this, so I think this is going to be really delicious.
I think so too, and I really do enjoy coleslaw. So I'm just going to set this aside for just a second. Next, I'm going to go to my wet ingredients. So in a separate bowl here, we've got a 1/4 of a cup of olive oil, and what we're going to do is add in a few extra ingredients, a teaspoon of some celery seeds. We did have the celery in with our coleslaw, so I think that's going to help. And then also, honey is in season for the fall. So this recipe calls for about 2 tablespoons of some honey, and honey is something that you can buy right now, have it so that way that you can pull out, especially for those fall and winter dishes coming up. And it makes a great Christmas gift.
Yeah, honey seems to be in a lot of recipes in the fall and in the summer, but it's just one of those staple ingredients that's great to have on hand.
Yes. All right, so we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of some fresh lemon juice. And this basically, the honey, the olive oil, the celery seed, a little bit with the lemon juice we just added, this is going to be our dressing ingredients. So I'm going to give this a nice whisk until it's nice and incorporated. And all we're going to do, Kristi, is, the biggest part probably was shredding up all these ingredients. But we're just going to pour this directly on top of our coleslaw. So
that's going to give it some great flavor, Kristin.
I think with the honey and the olive oil, it's really going to bind all of that together. Thank you for giving that a nice toss.
So we just want to toss it all over the mixture.
Yeah, and sometimes people like their coleslaw to be cold. So if you want to, throw this in, like once you get it all incorporated, you can throw it in the refrigerator. And we're going to show actually here how we're going to plate it up. So Kristi, what we've done is we've actually plated this up with some pork tacos. And so I really like this fall slaw with pork. And what we've done is we've just added it to a soft shell taco and then put the pork down on top of that, and then also just layered it again with our fall slaw, and then did a little bit of garnish with just a little bit of cilantro and a little bit of lime juice if you wanted to. I feel like a lot of people like fall slaw as a side, but this is just another way that you can incorporate it into your meals at home.
Now, Kristin, if someone wants this recipe, tell us one more time where they can go.
Yes, so if you want to check out the fall slaw recipe, it's on our Plan, Eat, Move website. You can also check it out at your local extension office.
Thanks for joining us today on the Farm and Home Show, and we'll see you next time.